waited a long time to update the schedule to sign up for commentary.
I
So
see.
I ended up not sleeping last night
Oh,
because I was nervous about not getting to sign up. And I really wanted to sign up.
the uncle's promising us a sub 2-hour seed.
Maybe from some of our runners.
Well, for standard, it wouldn't be terribly surprising to be under sub 2 hours from our runners who are quite good at this. As you're seeing, this being a standard seed, we're starting out with the typical entry into Hyrule Castle that you do if you were doing the no major glitches run or just a random casual run of this game. But we're going to see what item we get from our uncle to help us out.
Yeah, this could be any damaging weapon. But it's not bad.
It's a pretty good starter, and then you can go straight through and clear out Eastern as long as you're happy doing those dark rooms, which are most of our runners should be.
Yeah, those are really nice item to get from the uncle here because 30 arrows is quite a lot. They won't need nearly all those arrows to finish the escape and have plenty left over to farm for bombs.
Yeah, all these guards are very, very weak to bow armor, it seems.
How are we supposed to read it when you do the map check that fast, you guys?
Yeah, that was quick. Hopefully, looks like our trackers have caught it. Appears to be all crystals.
Yeah, they're better than us.
Yeah, they're good. Quick shout out to our trackers. We have today tracking for us Red Armor and Math Girl.
Got a bug net that does nothing.
Nope, it does nothing. Means if they have to fight one or two, well, they have to fight at least one Aghanim. They might have to fight several, but they could do some swag strats if they wanted to. Probably not terribly likely. I gotta say, this Shy Guy looks a little bit too big. Like he's a giant Shy Guy. I always imagined that they were a smaller.
It's making me nervous. And now we have a map. Awesome. The escape is so boring for me. I'm sorry. Everyone does the same thing and goes to the same places and gets the same items.
Yeah, everybody, for the first little while, everybody's kind of in lockstep, but just a little bit of a chance to see if people have strategy, especially if they have to use bombs to get through it, who has the bomb strats down. And also, we want to see a drop of bombs. So far, two of our runners on the right side have found a bomb. And they want one bomb so they can get into the escape, kind of the back part of it, just before leaving the sewers.
Yeah, it's probably not the end of the world if your H&M GTG don't find bombs. The only danger is if the only accessible gloves are in the back of the escape, which is rare.
That would be very mean.
But with the bow being such a very efficient weapon for killing guards and stuff, like I would expect them to kill anything that just happens to be on the way. Yeah,
exactly. And because we haven't found a key yet, we know we're going to find a key in the Dark Cross. So we've got a little while before we're going to be seeing any more new items. So what do you hope? Do you have any hopes for this seed? It's very early. We don't have any real sense of what, other than having the bow, what's going to be kind of our trajectory here. What are you hoping for? Anything in particular?
Well, Eastern's going to be completely empty and appended.
Yeah, definitely. Probably pod
we
as
know
well.
It's a crystal, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Okay. But the pod will probably be empty. Or full of things and be a pendant that isn't required.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to make any real predictions at this point. But, usually when I get really bow, Eastern's just empty and, like, everything's in pod. Oh, Lemmy's going down the right side. That's weird.
Yeah. Does it make any difference? I don't think there's actually any difference.
I'm pretty sure it's identical.
Right? Everybody I know goes left side there.
It's like one of those things where, like, when you learn the game, you learn originally by, like, watching other runners, and, everybody goes left side. So you go left side, and then other people watch you, and now they go left side. And maybe the right side's faster, but nobody knows because everybody followed that one guy who first played the game.
If there's one that's any faster, probably the left side would be the one if everybody stuck with it. But it would be really funny if somebody found out that the right side was like 6 frames faster or something.
Your agent got a bomb. GTG is still without one. He might kill some extra rats if they happen to be in the way, but I don't think he's too worried about it.
No. You can find yourself trying to farm and wasting a lot of time. Doesn't really feel all that good.
Yeah, the over-under is that it's not important to check the back of the escape.
Yep, and as we can see from our almost completely in sync bottom row of runners here, really nothing in there.
Yeah, we get some nice bombs that'll make it a little easier to get through Kakariko, and a bottle, which opens up one extra location. So it is possible, like, that's the only bottle, and it leads to the only gloves.
Right.
Really, really unlikely. GGG saving and quitting out of Sanctuary. I think he's going to Eastern.
I mean, when you got a bow that early, you start going, well, maybe I could just clear that whole area out, visit Sahasrara, get all that taken care of.
Yeah, I think he's just thinking, man, I can get any bombs. This sucks, you know. So he's gonna buy some bombs on his way to Sahasrara and do Eastern after. He knows it's a crystal.
Seeing some other map checks now. Confirming what we do.
Yeah, the only real danger with going to Eastern right now is that back dark room without a sword or a fire rod or something, it can be a little troublesome with that RNG from the Popos.
Yeah.
But, you know, somebody of GTG's caliber, I'm not expecting he's going to run into too many problems.
No, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then you might find a little something to help you out in Sahasrara's closet as well.
Lemmy, however, opting to go straight to South Shore.
It's interesting, we've got two totally different routes from the two top runners, and then the two on the bottom are essentially just following in each other's footsteps. Very closely.
Yeah, in the long run, like early game routing does not make a big difference.
No,
like,
all of our runners are going to be checking all the same spots. This is all kind of the first sphere of stuff that you can access without anything other than maybe a couple of bombs to help you kill some mini mold worms or that type of thing.
Yeah, the main like difference maker locations would be like if somebody goes to a Gina's cave, or somebody skips Ice Rod Cave, or like goes to Zora for some horrible reason.
If you find a whole pile of rupees, it might be tempting. Do have a lamp, so we've got a fire source, and also, you know, something that puts Eastern completely into logic that was found. So I think GTG is you know, on a good track here, having skipped all of that, just heading straight out here to get this work done.
Let me gonna put this bow to use to kill some mini mold worms.
Yeah, nice to have a reasonable weapon against them. It's a real pain if all you have is, like, I don't know, hammer's kind of annoying, bombs are annoying, everything's annoying. Wow. So we got a cape, another bottle, got a fair bit of, like, you know, health items happening so far.
That's a cape and a lamp. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Haven't found any swords yet, though.
Give it time.
Yeah, very easily could be a sword in this ice cave that Lemmy's checking out.
Yeah, Lemmy's on 2 hearts going over to Ice Rod Cave. These crabs here will one-shot him.
It's not a good time. They are mean crabs, and their movement is just predictable enough that every unpredictable bit can just really screw you up.
Yeah, crabs they move a little weird, like they walk off really fast going sideways, but slowly going up and down.
Definitely put you into a weird sense of, like, false security.
And we learned that the green pendant is nothing.
Good to know. Yep, we're not seeing a huge number of high-value items, although, like, we do have our first sword found in Kakariko by Tail and Fear Agent as well. Really nice.
Alert on high alert, you know. It's gonna be Aga required.
Wow, flute and a mirror found too.
Yeah, definitely nice items to find early. Unfortunately, they don't have any way to kill Moldorm right now, so maybe going up to Tower Hera and not the strongest play.
Well, they actually can. That they found a sword in Kakariko Village. I'm not sure where. I just didn't happen to see. So they should be able to kill the Moldorm if they really want
they
to.
do have a sword, right? I forgot the sword. My bad.
Yeah, but if it is fire locked for the big key in Tower of Hera, then they can't.
GGG gets the damage boost there to get to the chest there in the middle of the big key chest. But opts to grab those hearts out of the pots anyway. And he does this because this is a dangerous dark room he's about to do. The Popo RNG can be very frustrating. If it happens to like push you from the side, you lose your position and maybe you have to walk through them a couple times just to get out of the room again.
Yeah, that is something nobody enjoys having to do, but having this out of the way, as long as you don't waste a lot of time or die in this room, then, that's a good advantage to have early on. Maybe a, sub 13-minute crystal, sub 14-minute crystal.
He made it. No problem.
Beautiful.
Let me finding an ice rod on Hobo, I think.
Yeah, I like seeing those fake flippers. Can't do as much with them without the Moon Pearl to give us the ability to walk on water and get into that waterfall. But apparently paid off. At least you know where you're not going to be trolled by that location of that ice rod if it happens to come up.
GGG starting his ice almost face. Going to go for top right strats. 5 arrows to the right, and then move over to the top left and just shoot down.
Very nicely done.
Beautiful. Although he shot the extra arrows, so I'm not going to point off.
Okay, yeah, but still. It's easy to shoot an extra arrow. You always feel like you're a little bit laggy with the bow. It's an interesting weapon. It's very hard to get really good at it. But obviously, GTG not having any issues. Getting some following in that general path from Tail.
Or I think Mathril said it is Tala.
Tala.
Yeah, shooting the extra arrow, it doesn't matter in rando at all, even a little bit. Even in like NMG, it's like one arrow is not going to make the biggest difference in the world.
No.
Like we were saying before, everybody's just going back through and doing all the checks that everybody else did because we all do everything at the beginning of the game.
Indeed. I think the next thing we're going to see in terms of people branching out is going to be going up the mountain, and I think we're seeing Fear Agent hopefully doing that after checking this Ice Rod Cave.
No, he'll go to Eastern for sure.
Yeah, you're right. With a bow and a lamp, and it's a crystal, do it.
Once everybody's done South Shore and Kakariko and Eastern, then I think we'll probably see a mountain play.
Mm-hmm.
But GTG giving us a early unit check, though. Although I think somebody else did this already.
Yeah, I think it was just some arrows, nothing particularly exciting. I don't know if we got a ledge check, though, so we'll be able to confirm what is or isn't there. Shovel. So, fetch quest in plain sight.
Don't die, GGG.
That's a lot of dodging. Ooh, nicely done.
So checking Agina at this point for GTD. This is very much I sure hope nobody else did this and I get progression here kind of play.
Yeah. Nope.
Where like Fear Agent and Tala doing it with the flute, like it makes a lot more sense for them. It's a much more convenient check when you have a flute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple of checks that in Ice Rod Cave being another one, just a little bit out of the way. Tala having a little trouble getting this damage boost. Gonna maybe just go ahead and kill all the enemies instead rather than lose all your health when you know you've got a tough dark room to do.
Oh, I just noticed their heart count.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Look how many hearts everybody has. Other than, yeah.
Why do you have 12 hearts, Spear Agent? What happened?
Most people have at least the full first row, and then only GTG doesn't. Probably after this and after Kakariko will have lots of hearts.
We're like 15 minutes in. This is ridiculous.
Yep. So many like little helps. What are we gonna see? What's gonna be the troll for this seed?
I mean, usually like this point of the game, if I had like 7 hearts, I'm thinking like, wow, this is tons of hearts.
I could do so many dungeons and not worry about it. Yeah, with this many hearts, our runners probably, if they see a male that they don't have to pick up, they'll be like, nah, I don't need any special armor. Tala doing the dark room here. There we go, hopefully. There we go, got that key. Nicely done. G2G really going everywhere except for Kakariko Village. GTG.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like again, it's not going to make a big difference, but like,
no.
Why? Like the main benefit to putting off Kakariko is if you find a bottle or a flute outside Kakariko, then you can take care of those things there. But he already had a bottle coming out of the escape. Or,
yeah.
No, he didn't. Because yeah, he got his bottle in the Mini Cave.
That's right. Actually, I believe the bottle is what leads to the flute. So luckily, there's another bottle and not just that one in escape.
Yeah. So putting off the Kakariko is actually rewarding GTG, who was unable to get that bottle in the escape.
Yeah, they're going to be able to sweep through there, pick up all those nice goodies, sword, and activate a flute, and then hopefully we're going to see some Tower of Hera action, see some Death Mountain action.
Tala showing us the bottom right strat for Armos. It's a little slower than top right, but it's a lot simpler to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, in Randomizer, you have some ability to play to whatever strategies you find the easiest or more comfortable, like, because it's only going to be a matter of a couple of seconds here or there for a lot of those. If it's more comfortable for you and it's more consistent, usually it's a solid option.
And Tala is our first runner to go to the Death Mountain.
Rescuing an old man in the dark, has not gone to the swamp entrance and picked up a lamp yet. Might be a bit of a problem if it turns out to be a fire-locked Misery Mire, or if there's an important item down in the basement of Tower of Hera.
Did he do Mini Moldorm Cave?
I believe so. But perhaps not.
I can't recall what was even in there. Where was the cape? The cape was the dam, right?
Let me see. In the dam was the lamp. The cape was in Mini Moldorm Cave, so I guess not. Did not go to South Hyrule. Then should have gone there before going up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, this is a little weird play to go to Death Mountain before doing Mini Moldorm Cave, just because of that severe danger of it being firelocked.
Mm-hmm.
Tala opting not to check the hint tile. He's just gonna walk in here and see what the item is. Oh, it's a sword though. We're gonna get the hint tile.
Yep, and we are other than we need the Moon Pearl, which I wouldn't be surprised if we found in Tower of Hera, but we've got a lot of things that one would need to kill Aghanim and have not found a glove or a hammer yet. There's a flute for G2G.
So when Aga is required, it's really, really rare to find like an Aga required seed where you don't also have access to like Quest Star. West Darkworld. But when you don't have access to West Darkworld, you almost always have access to Palace of Darkness with a bow. So Aga required for like hammer and in Palace of Darkness seems very, very likely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, GTG has opened like every pot that had a chicken in it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's doing it on purpose. Like he went out of his way to pick up the pot in both back of tavern and the chicken house to release the extra chickens.
GTG, friend to chickens. Getting a flying friend here. Last of our runners to activate their flute.
I saw Green Pen and Skullwoods, Red Crystal Thieves Town, and I think Red Mire.
Crystal Thieves Town is nice. Everybody wants to see that because it's one that they can blast through and get done, and often seems to have some value kind of in the back of it. So nice to get in there.
The Moon Pearl.
That's what I called Moon Pearl in Tower Para.
Unfortunately, the only thing the Moon Pearl does for us right now is let us do things after killing Aga.
Yep. So unless we happen to find a couple of other very choice items up here, it's very likely that Aghanim's going to be the next play.
All right, Tala getting bailed out so far, not fire-locked Big Key. But it can be a fire-locked item, so...
So, interesting seeing Ice Palace and Swamp Palace as pendants, because there are lots of items in both of those dungeons, and they're both have potentially sections that take a little while to get to and are a little bit trolly. So, you know, what are the likelihood there's going to be something great in Ice Palace? Pretty high.
Always. There's some cash in Swamp, though.
Good to know. They need some cash. Uh-oh. And Tala getting that, the key to the basement, which is, yeah, making you think maybe it would have been a good idea to have some fire to come up here.
You gotta start begging Moldorm, please just give me the second item. Please, Moldorm.
Moldorm isn't very likely to be friendly, though.
So Tali's gonna do 3 spins here, trying really hard to avoid poking or slashing.
Yeah, Moldorm is an interesting boss. I'll put it that way.
What do you got, buddy? Come on, Caterpie. Oh, fire-locked item.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that's the type of item that maybe you'll just hope there's nothing there and not come back for a while, and that's, you know, exactly when it would be like a glove or a hammer.
Honestly, I don't even expect Fear Agent to check it. Like,
No.
this seat's screaming Aga so hard. You have the bow to get into Palace of Darkness. It feels like an Aga seed.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty big gamble to not get it. Did Fear Agent not get his Master Sword?
I guess not.
I didn't catch if he checked it or not. He may just be planning to do it after Tower Para.
Maybe. Might be kicking yourself a little bit because it would make this fight a little bit easier, and as I say that, gets knocked down, of course. Your agent getting bounced around a little bit, getting charged at directly by Moldorm.
Oh, no.
Not nice.
Yeah, this is a really rough fight with a fighter sword. Like, he has to do 6 slashes or pokes, but he can also spin, but it doesn't do extra damage. Like, it's the same damage. But once he has 5 hits in, the last one, Moldorm goes into like a turbo hyper phase.
Yeah, it's not a fun phase.
There he goes. He's going crazy. Run away.
Boy. Get it done. Oh, no. Oh! Oh, you hate to see that.
Yeah, Fury Agent's having a bad day here in Terrapera.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Lemmy's on the way up. Tala doing some swimming. It's a nice day for it. With that Moon Pearl, if Tala wants to, they'll be able to access the items in the waterfall, which I believe is, yeah, that's what they're headed right now. They also have enough rupees to pay off a big fish.
Yeah, unfortunately, all of these checks are out of logic right now, so we're not super expecting to find anything there, but it is possible that we find, like, well, I guess no single item would let them skip Aga, but there could be some nice stuff here. Oh, Tala getting the full heal from finding that piece of heart.
Oh,
which,
no.
Breaks. We'll have to go outside and back in again.
That hint, the bow's on your uncle. Thanks.
Your agent does take down Moldorm, and it looks like he is going back for that item.
Yeah, I'm noticing GTG also did not pick up that Master Sword, so is having to do this long fight as well. Yes, some cape strats. That's a good use of the cape, actually. Tala, finding an armor there. I like the blue shy guy. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, well, well.
That opens up East of Mountain.
That does, which of course all of our runners have already been up Death Mountain. So now likelihood is we're going to find something in Paradox Cave like a glove.
Well, I mean, Zora wasn't in logic.
Actually, well, oh no, Zora was. Wait, no, hang on. You're right.
Yeah, you need
because
flippers or a glove.
We don't have a glove. Zora was not in logic.
Yeah, it's possible, right, that the logical seed progression is to kill Aga, go into pod, find like the flippers, which leads to the hammer, which leads to a glove on East of Mountain. But more likely is a glove in pod, which would give access to Zora.
Yeah, I think you're right. But we'll see for sure. One other thing I'm liking about the Sailor Moon duel happening on the top here is they both have blue hearts.
Oh yeah, right.
And then we see the blue Sailor Moon. Looks nice.
All right, Fury Agent, I really need you to slash your sword or open the menu for me.
To see if they actually picked up that Master Sword after all.
It's not marked on the tracker and I missed it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Bad item to miss out on. Because you probably think that you looked at it and you wouldn't think to go and peek your head in there again. We'll probably see on the restart here. Oh, so fast.
Well, Red's telling us that he did float away after doing Hera. Yep, fighter sword. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the ultimate sword that you really want in this is, of course, the Tempered Sword. Butter Sword is just, it's almost indulgent. It doesn't give you a huge amount of advantage against much though in this game. However, there's a big difference between fighter to master and then master to tempered. Ooh, Lemmy taking a bad fall.
He accidentally poked Moldorm on that third spin. He poked him before the spin actually took effect and put him into the fast phase and gets knocked down the center hole, which is a 2-floor drop.
That feels really like garbage when that happens.
Fear Agent making the Aga play. He's a little low on arrows, so he's opting to use the hammer here. You know what would be really nice for Fear Agent, though? A Master Sword.
That would definitely make this track up the tower easier.
I don't think he skipped it on purpose. I think it was just an accident.
Yeah, almost definitely. There, Lemmy's Revenge. Gonna get a map. Not much of a prize. And a nice slow spiral cave from Tala.
I'm a little surprised to see Fear Agent going to Aga after getting the hammer on Zora. I would have thought he'd check out Death Mountain after he got that hammer out of Logic.
Yeah, just because it opens Paradox Cave, which just so often seems to have, solid progression options. But who knows? They might check it out and just have a bunch of pieces of heart and money. So we'll see very shortly here.
I mean, like we were saying before, like it's really unlikely that there's going to be a collab over here in Paradox Cave. But, like, it's possible. And it would save you this 6-minute trip to Aga Tower.
Purple chest just has a piece of heart. I'm not going to be seeing people taking anything to the locksmith today. Well, hopefully not. Then again, if somebody doesn't do Aga's Tower, it's not required, they won't see that hint, so we might still see people doing it.
And not one single thing over here on East Death Mountain.
Well,
but now we know.
We do indeed. Ooh, Fear Agent almost getting knocked off by that guard heading up here. But now we just have to play a little game we like to call, how many blue balls are we going to get?
Is that the official name?
Sure. There's no official game and there's no official name. Basically, there could be a lot. What's the maximum number? Like 15?
Yeah, I think 15 is the theoretical maximum. Or not even theoretical. I
Math
think,
Girl's being mean. Math Girl's asking for 15.
Who was it that got 15 like multiple times? I forget now.
No, I don't know. Whoever that is, I feel bad for them. I think that's one, if I'm counting right. Yep, 1 blue balls. Two blue balls.
I like Cookie Monster.
I think that's 3.
Stop blue balling me, Aga. I mean, at the very least, everybody gets the same number of blue balls on their first trip here to Aga.
I'm glad that that's a thing, because it would be really mean if one person got, a really low number and somebody else, just for no fault of their own, got way, way more. 3, not bad. We had a guess of 3 from Chloe Prower. So good job. You win absolutely nothing except for our regard and admiration.
3 is pretty much average as far as like the statistics go. You really hope to get 2 or less, but 3 is fair shake. So Fear Agent does have that sequence broken hammer, so he could go down to Hype Cave, but I think he wants to make sure he finds the flippers or gloves that lead to the hammer, so he can go in lodge. Also, it's crystal, and he can pull clear. Just not in logic.
It's not. Nope. Everything. That's the problem with once you break logic, it starts to kind of it just makes life more difficult. Kala thought about doing a spike cave and then said, no.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite enough hearts to do it with just hearts. I'm not sure what's in the bottles, though.
Yeah, has a cape,
also
could
no
do
glove,
that.
So
yeah, that you get to the end and go, oops.
Done that before.
That's the worst, is when you forget about that one last thing you need. Like, it's not at the entrance to the thing. It's like going all the way up Aga's Tower without a sword or something. I'm not likely to do that. More likely to go and go into Skull Woods and get all the way to the back and realize, oh right, I need to be able to swipe some vines. Well,
I've gone up Aga Tower without a sword too.
Oh no! That's a bad time. Two runners at the top, one runner at the bottom of the tower. And Fear Agent pulling a compass out of the first chest that's available in the Palace of Darkness, so we know it's bow locked. Not terribly surprising, because all of our runners have bows.
Lemmy getting cute here with the bug net on Aga.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I mean, it's funny because it is an Agaseed, we got the net, so it sort of really feels like, logic, Aga required. Fear Agent gonna see what's in these chests here. We're gonna find some flippers.
Not yet.
Keys. Pretty normal to find a couple of keys in there.
I gotta think Fear Agent's probably feeling a little behind after all those Moldorm falls. Maybe that's why he chose not to do East Mountain.
Yeah, it could be it. Turns out to have been a solid option. But, that's one thing. Sometimes feeling behind lets you make choices that, sometimes it won't help, but sometimes it will give you a little bit of a nudge. All right, Hype Cave. So far, nothing. Well, one cane of Burna in a seed where we already have a cape. Pretty low ranking Hype Cave overall.
Yeah, not super helpful.
Fear Agent working their way through the front part of Palace of Darkness, bonking a bomb off of the barrier there, but getting that blown open.
We're good. Everything's fine.
It's all fine.
Oh, I just noticed our top runners are missing the mirror on the tracker. The tracker can sometimes be really ornery.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I think that was the Bombos medallion there in the rookie basement.
I saw a key in the second chest. I didn't see what was in the first one.
I could have been imagining it. It's very possible.
I glanced over to catch what was in what do people call it? Cave 45, that one near the Grove. Just a piece of heart there.
The 45th cave.
The cave number 45. Yeah.
I mean, what else would you call it, right?
There's our glove in the dark maze of Palace of Darkness.
Alright, so this is pretty much what we were expecting.
Yeah, glove to Zora to here again.
That is so gross, by the way.
That's incredibly mean. But at least that means it's kind of nice when your sequence break really gives you a clear line of like, okay, I've done this one thing and it has helped me and saved me time, and now I can move on with my life, and it hasn't screwed too much up in terms of logic.
Yeah, logically, the glove didn't really give them access to a whole bunch of stuff or anything. So, like, they would have, even if they hadn't sequence broken, they would have found their way over to Zora eventually. Like, after getting the glove, you'd go up to Catfish, Mirror, and then do Zora.
Mm-hmm.
It's real nice that everybody has that hammer, except for Lemmy. Did Lemmy not get the hammer? No, he didn't.
Okay. Probably going to be heading up that way after clearing out the front part of Palace of Darkness and having that, like you were just saying, that it's definitely an invitation to head up that way and talk to some fish.
Yeah, I think he did the fake flipper before finding the moon pearl. So he only did Hobo and left the Zora area behind.
Mm-hmm. That's good because then you have a bit more incentive to go back because you can check a bunch more stuff.
Yeah, it'd be a more efficient walk over to Catfish at least. Catfish won't feel as bad of a check. But he will have to double dip Palace of Darkness.
Yep, which is, it's what the logic wanted. So I guess you can't complain about it too hard. Well, yes we can, but...
Although, honestly, I think I'm more worried about Fear Agent's missing sword than I am about Lemmy's missing hammer.
That is a little bit concerning. Hopefully it's not going to be one of those seeds where all the other swords are just in, Ganon's tower.
Yeah, it's likely he'll run into a different sword if, in fact, he has completely forgotten about that check.
All of our runners now in Palace of Darkness. Various stages spread out. One of them currently fighting King of the Helmosaurs here, just about to knock its big mask off.
Yeah, a little strap for weapons here. Fear Agent's opting to do a hammer on phase 2 Helmosaur. This is a very, very tight upswing with the hammer.
That's tough. I've not really gotten many hits yet because it's a weird hitbox. You have to kind of climb inside its mouth to get access to that giant green glowing jewel that just kind of suggests that you might want to hit it.
I have the easiest time doing it with the sword held out and going from the left side into him.
Okay.
But Fear Agent was opting for just walk straight into the middle and hit Y, which worked.
Yeah, climb into its mouth.
Magic powder there on Helmosaur King.
So many little helpful items that they have found. That magic powder just makes life so much easier in Ice Palace and Turtle Rock. So as our other runners all finish up Palace of Darkness to whatever capacity they can based on what equipment they have, Fear Agent now has some decisions to make. Dark World is open. Probably going to check the Hype Cave, and then, the world's their oyster.
It makes a lot of sense here for him to go Hype Cave over to Dig Game, and then he'll probably Mirror and do Thieves Town next.
Yeah, that's a good option. Lets you kind of head up that way. If you have the Titan's Mitts, you can very effectively move around. But for some reason, they decided to make it so that if you jump down after going into the Thieves Town and the Village of Outcasts kind of area, and head down into areas close to the Dig Game, etc. If you don't have that glove, you can't go back up. So, having the mirror makes it easier to head up through that way.
It really feels like the developers originally wanted you to do Swamp House next, right after getting the hammer, to get the hook shot across. But they put the hammer glove access right next to the mitts access to the Dark Ball above Kakariko.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that portal exists. Or that the way to get to that portal exists.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's put it that way.
Lemmy is going to go up to Catfish here.
That's going to be a good play.
It won't be the hammer, but it does lead to the sword check right after. He already has that mirror out, ready to go.
Yep, just ready to reject whatever this fish has to offer.
It's a mushroom.
Also in the neck of the woods to check that out. Honestly, that's one of the nicest fetch quests to get if you have the flute, because you got that flute spot right in front of the witch's hut. So not too bad to get out of the way and check that. Fear Agent doing some digging.
I believe we already saw this from GTG.
Probably nothing too much here. Chance to earn your money back for having wasted your wasted 80 rupees on digging. Let me got that hammer, did a little bit of little thinking, some feelings about that double dip.
Oh, Fear Agent going for a very quick magic bat check here before heading to these.
Oh, good. I like that. I mean, it's fairly easy to route that in this way. You don't know how long it's going to be before you grab that other glove. Glove could be here, so might as well route this in.
I would expect him to just go to the Dark World and mirror to this, but this is fine too. Just a bottle. And let me turn to that mushroom, only a piece of heart. He's gonna he's gonna reset his console to save the mushroom for a fake powder later. But the powder was just on Helmosaur King, which he'll probably do soonish.
GTG fighting the Helmosaur King. All of our runners now a little more spread out. Tala is going to be following in GTG's footsteps in a minute or two here, but we have Lemmy going to be very disappointed by this Paradox Cave situation. Fear Agent finally going to give us a show of what is in the Village of Outcasts.
We might end up getting a Spike Cave check from Lemmy, because he would be the first runner with the ability to check it.
That would be cool if there was something in there. Fear Agent kind of going right through to the back part of Skull Woods first.
Yeah, I think he's practicing for V31.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, one of the changes that they're probably going to be doing for V31 is to remove the guaranteed small key from Pinball Room. So the go-to routing for this, if you don't want to risk having to save and quit, would be to go to the back first, or the middle section first, and get the pot small key.
That's mean / great. And getting that small key.
Yeah, finding the small key there means that he wouldn't need to grab the pot key. It's actually not so bad, like because you do those two transitions, right, to get to the far room on the left side with the pot small key, and if you just walk straight across and pick up the key, the Wallmaster times out perfectly for you to just walk down into him, and he sends you back over, so you don't have to do those transitions again.
Right. So, first item in Skull Woods was Quake. So we have 2 of our medallions found and accounted for. We're going to need medallions for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. So, got a good solid chance of having at least one of those. We're going to see a bumper cave check here from Fear Agent. Good option since they've had the cape for a while.
The flippers.
Oh my.
Somebody say left side swamp?
Yeah. That's definitely something that could happen. Looks like we're actually going to get our Village of Outcasts checks from GTG here, who is checking that out first.
Yeah, I was a little surprised Fear Agent actually went to Skull Woods before Thieves Town. Because, like, you could, because he already did the southern check, so he'd be wanting to, like, work his way north. Where this way he's doing, like, everything below Village of Outcasts, then everything above Village of Outcasts, and then he does Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, that is a little bit interesting. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that Skull Woods is a pendant, and so you're probably not going to want to go all the way through it. So thinking about those as kind of overworld locations to check, Skull Woods being set up how it is, just decided to do a big tour around, do this mirror check here. Can't do the Thieves or King's Tomb 1, don't have any boots, but see what's on this ledge.
Yeah, it's just with like doing Graveyard Ledge, and then he's still gonna go to Village of Outcasts after this, but now he has to like walk the really long way there.
But if he'd gone to Thieves Town first, he would have gotten a hook shot.
Yeah, it's possible. Like if he had done Thieves Town first, maybe he doesn't go to Skull Woods at all, and he misses out on that quick medallion.
Yeah, that's possible. But that hook shot plus those flippers are Swamp Palace time.
Yeah, definitely looking like Swamp Palace is gonna have something. Probably Kindness.
Yeah, probably in left side.
Tala also heading into Thieves Town here.
When you don't have the boots, it does feel nice to have that hook shot. It gives you a little bit of faster movement options in a couple of places, especially here in Thieves Town.
I had Espeon time it out for me. So like normally you have like the bombs equipped already when you're going into Thieves Town because you just check brewery. Menuing to the hookshot and then back to the bombs for the attic is about 1 second faster if you don't miss any hookshot shots as you go through the front of Thieves Town.
I think mostly it just feels better.
Fun hint. Thank you. Unique item on a bottle.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you. So Fear Agent heading into Thieves Town now. That's 3 of our runners. Probably gonna be seeing Lemmy heading there before too long either.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he does. He might also go to Skullwoods first, but like I was saying before, it makes more sense to do Village of Outcasts before Skullwoods when you've already done the southern checks.
Yeah, and you can full clear this dungeon, get your crystal, move on with your life.
Of course, with Swamp almost definitely having progression, everybody's going to have to get those flippers off Bumper Cave. The hookshot doesn't really do anything until you have those flippers at this point.
Yeah. We already have our ability to get to the other side of Death Mountain, so it's really just kind of hanging out waiting for them to to use it in everybody's favorite dungeon.
As long as we don't find like mitts in Thieves down here, I think everybody will go with the flippers. The mitts would make you really want to leave and not do pendants to Skullwoods.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, well, there you go. Even more reason to go to Skullwoods. It's a fire rod in the big chest.
Just a little signpost directing you, Skullwoods, 1 kilometer north.
So we saw both items in Skullwoods. They were both in the front, but Mothula is the green pendant. But if I remember right, we had a hint for that, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe it was a hint saying it was either a piece of heart or some money. We found out that it wasn't anything super exciting, like not a unique item. And we know also that one of the unique items is, I believe it was the one arrow was in the chest game. Was it in the chest game? We saw the one arrow, so if that unique item at least is not going to troll us in being in a hint. Nice blind fight from GTG.
I don't know why everybody hates on the unique arrow. It's the only unique item that's not on the tracker.
I think it's hilarious.
Speed Gaming, can we get on this? Why is that unique item singled out? Why do you guys hate the single arrow? We track the boomerangs. They don't do anything. What's that about?
So GTG has another crystal. Pretty decent headway so far. 4 crystals at less than an hour in. We need to find that other glove before we can do either of the medallion places. So I'm wondering how we're going to be getting into. It's very possible that other mitt could be our entrance into Desert Palace as well.
You can see GTG here. He mirrored over to the magic bat like I had expected Fear Agent to have done. Fear Agent checked it before entering the Dark World at all. It's a little more efficient to mirror over there, just because like they have the flute. They're just fluted straight over to the Dark World.
I like
it's very small.
I like the alternate colors here on the maiden for this Minish sprite here.
She kind of looks a little pale.
She looks like
Vampire
she
maiden.
maybe needs a little bit of light, just to bring some color to her cheeks.
Pinch those capillaries.
Yeah.
So everyone's pretty much on the same track here. Like the only really big difference right now is that Fear Agent doesn't have a sword, or that he doesn't have a second sword.
Yeah, that could make some of these later dungeons a little bit tricky.
So Fear Agent has not gone back to White Death Mountain yet, though. So he may remember that he didn't grab that item or check that item. So he'll probably grab that on the way the next time he's on the mountain.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, let me just confirm that single arrow was in the chest game, and in fact got 2 single arrows in the chest game.
Oh,
give a little
fun.
swipe.
Fear Agent finishing up all those West Dark World checks. He's going straight to Swamp Palace.
That's what I like to see.
This makes a lot of sense for him. Like, he still has, like, East of Mountain he can do, but the seat is screaming Swamp Palace right now.
Indeed. GTG going all the way to the back of Skull Woods here. Gonna open it up.
I wonder if he either didn't get it or forgot about the hidden pendant. Maybe he didn't find both items in the front. He has the Quake medallion, so we found one. So interestingly, Tala ended up skipping the Skullwoods and Bunker Cave checks and Graveyard Lich checks. So he's without those flippers right now. He did Thieves Town and made his way down to Hyde Cave. So he's going to have to make his way back over to Bunker Cave before he can really do much else.
Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't check that area and just happened to see that those flippers were up there. If nothing else, then you could peace out and then actually get Swamp Palace done at the same time, which would be nice. But
yeah, essentially, this is the exact situation for why people treat the front of Skullwoods as if it was just overworld and not like a whole pendant dip. Like it's so quick to do it, and if there's progression there, you want it.
Yeah, you can get out. It's not one of those dungeons that it's tough to get out of, or that you're in the middle of nowhere when you leave it. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess the danger is that because he does have that fire rod going into the front of Skullwoods, and if you don't find both items, you feel very pressured to go to the back and fight Mothula as well, as GTG just did, and got nothing for it.
Beautiful green pendant. Goes
maybe
nicely
it's
with the sailor outfit.
It could still be a pet seed.
It could. Well, okay, what could be on the pedestal at this point?
Medallion, Samaria, and Boots.
Boots on the pedestal would be fun. Kind of Samaria would feel mean, but I like it. Boots would feel extra mean, but I like it even more. All right, Fear Agent, getting their feet wet. Wonder if they're going to head to the left side of the swamp. I didn't see what the first item was in Swamp Palace.
Well, chat's not freaking out, so probably nothing. We can always count on chat for that.
First chest was map, apparently, so even more of a hint that maybe you might want to go left side, but it looks like Fear Agent is heading straight back.
So I think if I was routing Swamp, I'd probably just do left side first, because finding the map or the compass confirms that at least one item is going to be locked by left side, and when you're this many items from go mode, you're usually going to full clear Swamp. But Fear Agent may opt to just leave whatever's over there behind.
Yeah, it's always a gamble, not full clearing any particular dungeon. It just always makes you wonder, was this the right time?
Well, going to the back first looked like to be the play, because we did find the big key back there. So that'll make the routing the dungeon a little bit nicer.
Yeah, that's true. To go back through it, not so bad. There, GTG ready to do some swimming.
So he picked up these flippers. He does not go over to Graveyard Ledge. We know it's nothing, but from his point of view, that is now a super orphan location.
Yeah, that is. That's for sure.
I feel like not grabbing Graveyard Ledge right there, that's going to be weighing on you for the next hour.
Yeah, so regularly it's nothing, but just because it's so out of the way, yeah, and you have the means to get it. You got that mirror. You've had it for a long time.
Fear Agent doing some fighter sword strats here on Argus. This is not the ideal weapon set to fight Argus with. He could do double pulls, but it's a little tricky. He's opting for the single pulls.
Yeah. It's not really a hard boss, even with less items than you would prefer to have, or lower strength sword than you would like to have, but it's either this or go back and forth in the menu to the hammer. Neither of them are great options.
Yeah, Swamp Palace is funny like that. For being a Darkwold dungeon, it's one of the safest Darkwold dungeons. You could probably feel pretty comfortable walking in here, even with 3 hearts. You just play a little bit safe, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that can try to kind of whittle away your health, which is super fun. Oh my, that's a pretty good prize.
Yeah, Furigen finding Canis Maria there on Pendant Argus. Unfortunately, the Canis Maria doesn't really do anything until he has those Titan's mitts to go with it.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. We need those mitts to even get into Ice Palace for our trolley finding of whatever last item we might need.
He's leaving. Furigen, why would you leave?
Because they're not messing with the left side swamp, apparently.
Yeah, so at this point for Furigen, those East Step Mountain checks are looking pretty good. Unfortunately, we've already seen this and we know it's nothing.
Yeah. But maybe GTG also heading into swamp here. Maybe we're going to see a left side check from GTG, and we'll find out whether that is the correct gamble.
Yeah, it's definitely way more likely to see that from GTG because he's already done these checks on the mountain. Is anything else even in Logic?
I'm trying to think what else is in Logic.
Neither of them have done Catfish, so we know that's nothing.
No.
So yeah, so from Furigen's point of view, we have, what, like 2 items, I think, in Swamp Palace on left side. We have Catfish, which is Orphan, and, 8 items over here on East Death Mountain. It's not really a choice at that point.
Yeah, so this is the correct, density of items to go for. So since we need gloves to get into Ice Palace, we need to find those before we could potentially have a pedestal seed. But pedestal items still, I guess we've eliminated one of them. We know where the Canis Maria is. Could be the boots or could be a medallion.
Pet's pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely.
But, Desert Palace does have a solid possibility of being boots locked. Like, reasonably large chance of being boots locked.
Yeah, we haven't had any good luck with the hint tiles yet telling us where we might find those boots.
They could be in Swamp Palace. But GTG opted not to go left either. So we'll have to see if they head back in after getting that. That Canis Maria might have been a little bit of a red herring, red cane, because once you get that nice item, you start thinking, well, what else of value could there be in there? I'm just going to take this and run.
I don't think he's gonna go to. Nope, he's not. He's not gonna go to Spectral Arcade. Or I guess he could fleet and climb the other side.
Yeah, we'll see after this flute location.
Oh, no sword Furigen continues.
GTG trying to do the double pulls here. Having a little bit of trouble with them because these little puff balls like to move all around, make life interesting.
Where are you going, Furigen? To Catfish?
I think so.
This is the hook shot, but that may have just been just on that one card. Oh, nice fire hot shots from GTG. That is so hard, by the way.
Yeah, it's very tough. Nicely done. Gets a good prize for it. A couple of red things. A red pendant, red cane. Now, do they head back in?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna. He has very little very little left in the game for him to be doing.
All right, here we go. Left side swamp. Meanwhile, Lemmy's fighting a moth here. Maybe thinking about that green pendant if they didn't get the hint, or thinking about that pedestal possibility.
I feel like if you have a hint, but maybe you're still thinking pet, you'd still save Mothula for later because you could just mirror and pull pet then.
Yeah, it's not.
As your third pendant.
not too hard to get into Fight Modula if you decide that you do need to do that. You don't have to go through a whole dungeon. It's pretty much just a little run up through a couple rooms.
Fear Agent headed to the flipper checks. He's gonna grab his ice rod here off Hobo, but like the King of Samaria, you need the mitts for that to do anything.
Yep. They have a lot of like stuff in the bag ready for later, but have to find those mitts. It's a hunt for gloves.
Yeah, I think we pretty much narrowed it down that there has to be something here on left side swamp. And mitts is the most likely item to find, but there are other options.
Mm-hmm.
I think all Fear Agent has left is to turn into this mushroom, and then he has to go back to swamp.
Yeah, that must not feel all that good. Although, if you saved left side swamp, the only thing that's annoying is they gotta drain the light world version again, and you know that does take some time. So that doesn't feel wonderful.
Yeah, when you gamble by not doing left side swamp, the hope here is that you never, ever, ever have to go back there. So this is going to feel pretty bad for Fear Agent, especially with all those Moldorm falls earlier. He cannot be feeling that great about his position right now. And we find a compass, and
here it comes.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's Titans. Wait, open it. Oh, it's okay. I'm confused now. What did we forget?
What else is there? Yeah, this is getting kind of tough.
Did we forget something? Does he have the book?
If
Did we
does,
miss the book?
I don't know where we got the book.
We just missed the book. I don't know where the book was, you guys.
Wow, hey look, a book! Oh no.
It's not marked on anyone's tracker. I'm trusting the trackers here, man.
Small, big chest, I see.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that was one of the locations that Fear Agent didn't check.
So that gives us access to that shovel. So that could be a fetch quest. Just book to shovel to mitts. Or they could be anywhere else in Desert Palace. They could be on the torch here.
Ether Tablet is also an option, which would be good and bad for Fear Agent. Bad if he forgets to check Spectacle Rock Cave on the way.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like Fear Agent has to have forgotten about that location completely, because I feel like he would have checked that while he was on Death Mountain.
So we've got a small key in Desert Palace, so solid possibility of it not being boots locked, but we won't know until we check these two chests.
10 arrows, okay.
This isn't a big key. Probably is.
Oh,
yeah.
Not boots lock. When you don't have the boots, I've never seen this before.
But what's on that torch? Probably just a map. But okay, if it's the Titan mitts, then we gotta find the boots would have to be somewhere. Okay, just a map.
Boots and Ice Palace. Okay.
Wait, boots are an ice palace, so we gotta find the Titan's mitts before we can go and get those boots. Assuming anyone's gonna do it, if it's not a seed that requires the boots.
Well, I think we're out of fetch quests, so like the mitts have to be either on Landmo, from the shovel that we're about to find, or on Ether Tablet. We are so bottlenecked this seed.
Very, very bottlenecked. That's interesting. Lemmy fighting the King of the Helmosaurs here. Finishing it off with some shots to the green gem. And I got their powder. More fetch quests.
So Fear Agent was pretty much our routing leader for a while there, but having to double dip Swamp and checking all those locations that he had been skipping put him back behind Tala and GTG here.
Yeah, that's always the fear when you skip something, when you gamble. Once you start going, gosh, I need this item so I can continue, you start wondering, which one of these 17 places that I skipped could it be? Yep, the bottlenecking, sending 3 of our runners into Desert Palace here at the same time.
Yeah, all 3 of them having basically no choice right now. GTG, I think, is the only one with another location he could have checked. That catfish mushroom.
Yeah, definitely a better option to come this way.
And our second item is a sword.
Okay.
Which, us with 2 locations in the game that could have our progression.
Yep. Fear Agent's going to be happy to see that sword.
Yeah, it's very good that we found a sword on the way here. In case he never goes back there to Spectral Rock Cave. Alright, so we're going to do the shovel first. That makes sense. It's a much quicker check.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't involve any dead rocks. No climbing really long staircases without the boots.
Nope. Have we actually gotten our Spike Cave check? I only remember seeing somebody poking their head in. I don't remember it actually being completed.
Right? Yeah, we haven't seen Spike Cave.
So that would be one. I mean, if it's not on that tablet up there, it could potentially be in there. Unless somebody's checked it and we didn't notice. Well, can't be dug up. Can it be summoned from the sky with a tablet?
Well, at least Spike Cave's like really near this, right? So you
Yeah.
check Ether Tablet and you just do Spike Cave right after because you have nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Love that red herring of that shovel, though. That looked so promising. Just sitting up there, waiting behind, locked behind finding that book, and just ready for it to be a fetch quest. But so often they don't pan out.
Ether Tablet, I believe.
From the heavens, send us a glove. Wow.
And just like that, we are completely 100% bottlenecked.
Wow.
GTG isn't, but we are, knowing what we know.
Yeah, GTG, check in the basement of Hera. I mean, it's good if you're gonna not. I mean, this is a good item to leave. And you can route it in. It's really close to the only other check that we can do. But it's interesting, we made so much headway. Look how many dungeons GTG has finished. Like, that whole top row, all colored in. Bottom row, first 2, colored in. There's so little left that we have to do in this game, but there are things that require, the heftiest amount of items to do. And here we are, looking for just the 1, possibly the 2.
This is a really unfortunate check for GTG. This is going to give Tala a chance to catch up, seeing as she has already done Hera Basement, having that red mail.
Mm-hmm.
Making up sometime.
Yeah, they're going to be kind of a little bit neck and neck here.
I could almost hear GTG's groan when he saw the red mail.
All right, well, it's got to be in Spike Cave, right? Like, I literally can't think of another location.
Yeah, it has to be.
And it's going to feel even worse for that. Who was it? I think it was Tala that almost went in Spike Cave, realized they didn't have the gloves, and now it's going to be that last check. Fear Agent spending some time looking at their items, thinking maybe a little bit about what we're doing next.
There we go. Titan's mitts. Okay, so we are currently in faux mode, maybe mode. Dear God, I hope ether's not required mode.
Yeah, that's the point where it starts a whole new thing where it's like, well, now I have mitts. Now I can do the whole Smith chain, and I can, that just opens up a whole pile of different things. I can go into Ice Palace and get boots to get into the Bonk Rock places. Like, that's kind of where we are right now, if this is an ether to get in.
So the standard play here is to just go straight to the dungeons. Hope ether's not required. Hope boots won't be required. And just go mode everything. GTG's going to check Mire Shed. It's pretty much on the way.
Yeah, and we have seen it is Bombos to get into Mire, so at least one of these 2 medallion-required dungeons. We have the medallion. We're going to go in. Going to finish her up. Do you go mode Mire in this instance?
I do.
I think that's fair, because with having 2 medallions, you've got a solid option of, solid possibility of having that thing you need to get into Turtle Rock. If you don't, there's a bunch of things you can check up on Dark Death Mountain that hopefully will have the thing you need.
It's very tempting from this position to go back to Dark Death Mountain first, just to see whether or not it's ether. But it is a time loss to have to climb the mountain that whole extra time just to get info.
Yeah, that's not what you want to be doing at this point. Let me head back out to get the book out of the big chest. We'll see if they don't need to go back and do left side of swamp now. We'll see if they do.
Yeah, it's certainly very possible that ether is like in Mire and GTG's going to skip it to trying to go mode the dungeon or something. But the odds of that happening are very, very, very low. It's a very safe gamble to just leave Mire and hope that ether's not required.
But look where Fear Agent is. Fear Agent wants some boots.
He needs those boots.
Needs the boots.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on through with Fear Agent right now, honestly. It really doesn't make a ton of sense for him to go here. He may just feel like so behind that he really, really, really wants this to be required.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Oh, good. At least the boots are early in. At this point, I think I would leave. Yeah, he's taking off.
He's not staying in the dungeon. The boots don't really do anything for him. Like, they just open up 2 locations. It does protect him from the possibility of Big Healing Torch, though.
Yes, it's kind of nice to have that insurance. And just nice to have the boots after all. You spent 1 hour and 23 minutes walking around Hyrule, but, the amount of time it's going to save you based on how much time you lost to go into Ice Palace, it's not a great proposition.
Oh yeah, if the boots aren't required, it's definitely a time loss to grab them at this point in the seed. Maybe if he had gotten the mitts like half an hour ago, it might be worth it.
Lemmy having some more feelings about finding the Cane of Samaria in Swamp Palace there. going back in to do left side. Gonna find it a little bit of a waste of time, unfortunately. Because that book is what we really needed. GTG found the big key for Meyer in the front part, did not wind up doing the left side of Meyer. We haven't gotten a hint about the left side of Meyer, have we?
I do not believe so.
So,
I think you checked the first chest, though.
yeah.
The first torches.
The one that you don't have to wait for a long cutscene to watch.
Yeah, I feel like the typical routing for checking Meyer would be to check the first torches chest before the lobby chest. Because the first torches chest, it could be the big key, but it could also be a small key, which also tells you where the big key is. So it just makes sense to go to that one first. GTG's being a little spooky, but he misses that last fire on shot. I think it may have been just a little too high. There it is.
Yeah, that's interesting, that glitch. Going into Vitreous here, only 2 hearts. Time to use some cape strats with half magic, why not?
Yeah, spooky action from a distance is one of the coolest glitches you can do in Link Fast. And basically, it's magic, and it's awesome.
We don't do enough magic in this game. Alright, here come 8 shots directly into the eyeball.
I'll do it.
That will. And Tala finishing up Vitreous at pretty much the same time.
Yeah, we currently have a race, I would say.
So now, here's the moment of truth. We're heading up Death Mountain. We've got our mitts, we got our hammer, we got our fire rod and ice rod. We're gonna go with our Arcana Samaria, get into Turtle Rock. But what if it's Ether?
Can you just check Hookshot Cave and pray?
Yeah, you check Hookshot Cave, you check Super Bunny Cave, and if it's not there, that's when you cry softly to yourself and maybe go to Ice Palace. And Fear Agent feeling a little bit spooky too.
Yeah, Fear Agent a little bit behind our other runners, but it's not like a huge insurmountable amount of time. Like even like Ganon's Tower Big Key routing could make up this time difference. I think like best to worst locations in the Big Key would be like 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. Maybe not that much, maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah, just enough to be super mean. Like if it's in... Oh!
It's Ether!
That's what I wanted! Alright, so... If Ether is in Hookshot Cave, it's almost just like a troll. Or Super Bunny Cave. If it's not, we have to go hunting. We have to bonk some rocks, perhaps. So we have to go into the Ice Palace to do that. There's some silvers. Is it in the last chest here?
Dude, if Ether is in I just called you dude.
Do it.
If Ether's in Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb, Fear Agent wins the game.
Yeah.
Like I gotta feel like he's gonna go up here, he's gonna see it's Ether, he's gonna check Hookshot and Super Bunny. And then the very next thing he would do is those boost checks.
Ether not in Super Bunny.
Where our other runners, they might go to Ice Palace like right now, but they're gonna feel pressured to stay in Ice Palace.
Yeah, because if Ether's in there, and it very well could be just buried further in Ice Palace, yeah, you're gonna want to just go through it and make sure. And as previously mentioned, Ether could be on the pedestal.
It's certainly possible.
Nobody's checked it. Nobody had a book and was up in that area of the world, so could be an Aghanim pedestal seed. Still possible. Not terribly likely, however, much more likely than it was, a few minutes ago.
So GTG goes immediately Ice Palace. He knows the boots are here, and he wants the boots. If he's gonna full clear the game, one of us might as well get the boots early.
Yeah.
Where Tala, she is headed over to Mire Shed and probably checkerboard after, and maybe back into Mire itself.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that last item location past the cutscene there, if that is a key or if it's something else.
GGG, thinking about staying, thinking about leaving, he's gonna stay.
Yeah.
This is the make it or break it moment for GTG.
Yeah, for sure.
Full clearing Ice Palace unnecessarily is an insta loss versus anyone of a similar skill who did not do this.
Yeah, Ice Palace is not fast to full clear by any means.
That said, if it's required,
it could be required. And that's the thing. I think at this point you're going, well, if it's on the pedestal, why don't I just grab the medallion while I'm here?
Yeah, and GTG already having killed Macula, I think pedestal might be something on the very front of his brain. Okay, Fury Agent finishing up his checks here on the mountain. Polluting away. I was hoping he'd save and quit and do the boots checks. Nah, he's gonna do the Mire checks. You're supposed to do the boots checks, Fury Agent.
Yeah, that's why you got those boots already. Tala taking a frog for a walk. Doing the Smith chain. Totally a valid option. Bunch of quick little checks you can do.
Nice spin clip there from GTG. I think it saves like 40 frames over like the hammer strat. So pretty significant as far as like single room tech goes.
And also just cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, Tala with the God Vision finds Ether Medallion and hammer bags. That is go mode for Tala, unless Vicky's on the torch.
Indeed. Well, pedestal's dead. Sorry, Chad, but we had a good threatening of a pedestal for a bit there at the end. That's always nice. Tala still bringing the dwarf home, but not picking up the prize.
Yeah, no choice there. She wouldn't be able to enter.
Gotta get rid of
with the Smith following her.
Get rid of your friend. Took him for a free tour. Didn't even have to pay for it. So GTG has finished Ice Palace. Kind of go moded it at the end there. I think it's just going to go and pull this pedestal. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it makes most sense for GTG. Like go pull ped and then do the Smith checks after, which will lead to Ether.
Maybe we'll see what's in these bonk locations too. Nope, beelining it. Well, maybe.
I don't know why he wouldn't do King Soon if he's doing Bonk Rock.
Yeah, if you're gonna do one, you might as well do them both.
Just again, well, King Soon was a little out of the way. by comparison.
I guess.
Like,
But-
this makes sense. Bonk rocks, check a lumberjack, and then go full ped right after.
Having a little disagreement with a guard there, trying to bonk into that tree. Guard not liking the idea of destroying somebody else's property.
Lemmy's sitting on his map here. I think maybe he forgot about Spike Cave. Oh, he's headed there now. I think we got it.
Yeah, I just had to kind of think through, okay, where am I going? All right, that's the thing. All right, GTG.
Fear
Closing
Agent,
in.
he ruined everything. Fear Agent, why would you do that to us?
Oh no! Okay, I didn't see it, so I'm just gonna enjoy GTG.
Okay.
Pulling this blind, even though they have the book. You got all the pet. You might as well get your just rewards.
10 shots with your bow.
Beautiful.
Why are you saving and quitting? What are you doing? GTG. He's doing Pyramid Fairy. Oh no.
Oh yeah. At this point, GTG might be going, well, I'm gonna hundo this seed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So Tala, in the final dungeon that they're going to be completing in this run, doing Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and don't forget, this is not over yet, because we don't know where that big key in Ganon Tower is. If it's on the torch, Tala might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
She has a pretty significant lead, though, and so if she remembers that hint in Ice Palace, I think she'll still maintain that lead.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like an extra climb up the mountain for her.
Yeah,
if,
that doesn't
ends up
feel
happening.
good. Fear Agent now has boots, has ether, even got some bombs just for fun.
And this is for sure go mode for Fear Agent, already having those boots in hand. Or
Indeed.
on feet, I guess.
Yeah, GTG disappointed by the pyramid, just a green rupee and some bombs. Really not worth it.
Catfish. And then he'll turn into mushroom. Oh no.
Oh no, the good old
we're going Kingston.
King's Tomb, which could have been checked earlier, but was in too much of a hurry to pull that pedestal.
Oh, that's why he put off Kingston, because he knew he could do it this way.
Right. Okay.
Makes sense. We'll probably do Catfish after these two checks, so.
So, Tala did not find another small key. Going to be having to do the laser bridge to find the last key required to finish up Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's at this point of the stream that we like to play a little guessing game here on Speed Gaming. Tala has 4 chests on Laser Bridge, one of which will contain the small key, allowing her to get to Trinex. If you would like to place a guess in the chat now, please do so.
I like this game. I guess 2. It's going to be in the second chest that Tala checks.
We'll play the big key guessing game in a little bit. I'm sorry if I confused anyone.
For a second, I was like, "Boy, we're starting that early." Oh. All right, 1. Nothing. 2.
Chaos is out.
3.
3 was the answer. Congratulations to those of you who guessed 3. But special congratulations to everybody that didn't get confused.
Yeah, we shouldn't be too long here before we're doing the actual Ganon Tower guessing game, because Tala has half magic and powder and all sorts of wonderful goodies that should make Trinex relatively easy to manage. Tala running out of magic and having to kind of do some alternate strategies to get through that room. But it's all good. We got a full refill here. Kind of head into Trinex, no problem. GTG. Thinking through their options.
Yeah, Ether unfortunately was essentially the last location for GTG.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tala getting through the first part of Trinex, no problem. Second part of Trinex, just a few swipes.
And down goes Trinex, our 7th crystal boss for Tala. Tala will be headed into Ganon's Tower very, very shortly. And now we play the real guessing game, you guys. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower that can contain the big key that Tala needs to finish the game. If you would like to place a guess in chat of which of those 22 locations she will find that big key, we will follow her through the dungeon, and somebody else will count them. Not me. Not it.
I'll count them.
Okay.
Somebody else being the other person who can say words into the microphone. All right. Do you have a guess that you usually have, or
I really hope it's not 3.
No.
I feel so bad if it's 3.
Yeah, if it's 3, and if 3 being the torch, then Tal's gonna go for a little trip through Hyrule. I don't know. I like 8. 8 sounds good. All right, here we go. Number 1, 20 rupees. Number 2, small key. Tala, continuing right. So
this feels weird to me because when I go into GT without the boots, I want to know as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But maybe Tala kind of forgot that's a possibility, you know? So we've done 2 checks so far. No dice. Getting through the torch room. All right, here we go. Number 3. 20 rupees, number 4. 50 rupees, number 5. Bombs, number 6. Just arrows.
Comes from not paying off today. Tala could continue on to Ice Hermos, but she will be mirroring over to the left side.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be the moment of truth very shortly. Item number 7. Just a small key.
So interestingly, a small key on the torch means that the boots are logically required to finish Ganon's Tower. But as long as you don't open that center door, you're fine.
Yeah. So we'll be all right. So we've done 7 checks so far. Coming up at number 8, this is my check. Just a piece of heart. Number 9, 10 arrows. Number 10, another shield. Number 11, 20 rupees. So, we're into the back half of the chests that are available to us now.
Meanwhile, Fear Agent takes down that guy in that dungeon. Trinex! It's Trinex. That's his name.
Yeah, that guy. So 12 was just another small key. Yeah, Lemmy just saw what it was required to open up the Turtle Rock and had another moment of anger and confusion. All right, so we've done 12 checks. Number 13 is going to be the Fire Snake room. I like this room. Without the boots, it's a little less fun, though. All right, number 13. 50 rupees.
Game. Just give me the big key already. Come on, game. Maybe Fear Agent will do a Tower of Gamble.
If it's in Tile Room, it would be a really good gamble.
He takes the lead if it does Tower minutes there.
100%.
Oh,
all right.
Well, there it is.
Oh, number 14. Big key.
Random room. It's always random room. I don't think I've ever seen the big key anywhere else.
So we did have at least a couple people guessing 14. We had Joe Poe 1226. We had who else do we have? Jinx Z 14. Yeah. So good job. Oh, red armor as well. So you have won our eternal, goodwill. Fear Agent, of course, going right as well. Gonna have some problems. Hopefully, doesn't go full right.
I feel like it's a really unlikely play. You don't see that very often. People going full right.
For some reason, it's not fun. That room with the collapsing bridge. Nobody likes that room. I don't think.
Yeah, but like most GT routes do their best to avoid that room. The only one you typically see do that is like Dark Magician. And nowadays, most people don't even do Dark Magician. They do what's known as Pink Magician, where they mirror after Compass Room.
I like that. Peak Magician.
Yeah, we call it that because it was popularized by Pink Kitty Rose. I don't know if she was the first one to do it. That's what everybody just copies her because she's so good.
I'm interested in the reason to copy someone.
She's too good at this game sometimes, I think. Every time I watch her play, I'm like, why are you this good?
Lemmy doing the pyramid check, starting to feel some pressure, finding where that ether is. Meanwhile, Tala getting through the gauntlet, no problem. Nice to have that powder, just give you a little health pick-me-up right there. Tala just missing the one cycle, hitting those Lamolas with the silver arrows.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky to hit these guys with the silver arrows because you got that Medusa statue firing at you.
That thing is one of my least favorite things in the game. That particular one in that room right there. I'm always constantly like, why are you bothering me? I'm trying to do my work.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you don't think about like how powerful a single Medusa statue is. Like it shoots like one fireball every 5 seconds or something. What's the big deal? But you put it in a room with Lambo and suddenly it's your worst nightmare.
Let me just check the pedestal there just to make sure that they didn't have to go and complete a couple of other dungeons, luckily. Finding out it's not much. Tala having such a nice, easy run up the tower here. Very well handled.
Yeah, it is currently Tala's game to lose right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Fear Agent is behind by, like, I think 2 or 3 minutes maybe. But, you know, you fall on phase 4 to Ganon, you fall to Moldorm a couple times. That little lead becomes much and much smaller.
Yeah, it's true. And we gain a little bit of time with those dashes you can do with the boots. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference overall. I don't think it generally does.
A little bit of time here and there. Tala down to 3.5 hearts. We'll probably powder in this next turn.
Yeah, it's a good option right there because there's a fairy and a bunny pad. You can get all of your health back no matter how much you have, pretty much. Come on, fairy. There we go.
Although it's also worth noting that Fear Agent never did go back to Spectral Rock Cave, and will be on Master Sword for the duration.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a going to be a time difference because just have to do more attacks, but also they have to be spin slashes, which takes more time. Yeah, it's just so much nicer to have the Tempered Sword. Oh, Tala just getting a little trolled by these bouncy fellas here. Oh, losing some of those hard-earned hearts, but getting up the stairs.
So the trick in that situation is, as soon as you realize that the mini Helmswords are giving you trouble, just switch to Ether. Just Ether them.
Yes.
Like, that's almost always going to be faster than trying to slash them away.
Yeah. I had an option to potentially get a double or triple there. Just got one. I think 2 might have hit at the same time there. Not sure if that would have counted. Blue balls making life a little difficult. Just giving Fear Agent some more opportunities here to catch up a little bit.
So you're going for the hover.
Ooh.
Opening the map though. Okay.
All right, here we go. Can the hover be? Well, you hate to see that, but if you're feeling a little bit behind and you're about to do a Moldorm fight, why not go for it once?
Oh, he was absolutely doing it for the swag. So Fear Agent did swipe Moldorm to start this. He's going to go to the fast phase. Oh god.
Here it comes.
Ooh. Okay, everything's fine.
It's all good.
Everybody stop freaking out. It's going to be okay. He made it. It's fine.
Meanwhile, Tala just blasted through phase 1 and 2 for Ganon. Already in phase 3. No problem. Got the arrows out, ready to get some early hits on Ganon here as soon as he starts trying to give us hints about where the arrows are located. Lost the opportunity to get a double or triple because of that fire bat just coming straight at us.
Yeah, lucky not to fall off right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Tala!
Ooh. That
is so unfortunate because that's a very late death to Ganon. If you're gonna die to Ganon, you want to do it early.
Yes, they did the whole rigmarole, and it was really good teleports too. Like hardly any extra. I don't think there was any extra teleporting. Now the second time through, Ganon could just sit around and teleport 5-6 times, in Phase 3. So, yeah, hate to see that, but boy, it's making things interesting for Fear Agent here, who's right on their heels.
Yeah, Tala still has the lead and the sword advantage, so just don't die again, and we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's time to get the cape out.
Yeah, not taking any chances here.
See Fair Agent doing the spin slashes. It is taking a little bit of time to cut down through Ganon's health. Just getting into Phase 2 now. But Tal getting a whole pile of teleports now.
Stop it, Ganon. Ganon! There you are.
Once again, not getting that early couple of shots that they were hoping to get. Don't fall.
Oh god, Ganon's so close.
Yeah. Whew.
Tala takes down the big pig.
Indeed. Nicely done. Official SRL time, 1 hour, 55 minutes and 58 seconds. So sub 2, nicely done. Overall, we've had a number of runners also running that weren't featured on the stream. Overall, Tala is 13th place. Ooh, and Fear Agent getting through it as well.
GG's to both Tala and Fear Agent, and soon SAGGG.
Indeed. So Fear Agent's official SRL time is 14th place, 1 hour, 57 minutes even. So while GTG is getting a nice double hit on Ganon there, and the torch glitch as well. Just one more hit to go.
Quick and easy.
Very nice. Meanwhile, Lemmy is starting to get a little bit angry, trying to check where that ether is. But we are joined now by Tala and also by Fear Agent. GG's to both of you.
Yeah, GG's.
I hate this game.
That was a very bottlenecky seed.
You can totally skip Aga in the seed.
Really, you could? I felt so good with my hammer.
Yeah, that was a good find, but
So let me ask this: there was a. Am I mistaken, or was there a hint that said there was a unique item underwater? Did I misread that?
I don't remember it myself.
I need to look back. I think in Hera there was a unique hint that said, or a hint that said unique items in Hera, or underwater, excuse me. That's why I went to, after Hera, I flew it into my fake flipper. Then I went to Waterfall Fair and I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well go to Zora and got the hammer. And then if you take that hammer and go to, you have the cave, you go to Spike Cave and you don't have to do Aga at all.
Yeah, I think we saw Tala. You almost tried to go into Spike Cave fairly early, but it was before you had a glove, I think.
Yes, that was my problem. My idea was to do spy cave, but then I remembered, okay, you don't have any gloves, so shit.
I'm glad you remembered at the beginning and not at the end.
I'm wrong. I guess you do need a glove to get into. So I guess Aga was right. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, it felt like everybody was really retracing each other's steps, and then it just came down to everybody was doing, like, you know, the hunt all over Hyrule for that ether medallion at the end.
I'm not the only one either.
No, there was definitely. I mean, that's what Lemmy's doing right now. Lemmy is trying to find ether in this gonna last location. I think.
Skipping Spike Cave is the worst. I mean, I doubled Swamp unnecessarily. The seeds are just mean lately. It just really feels mean. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's happening.
Yeah, this one did feel very, very punishing if you didn't follow the, you know, the exact logic that the seed kind of had in mind.
I was good that you need the boots. So, to go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, Fear, you went into Ice Palace and were like, well, I'm getting boots at least.
Well, I was going to do that first chest, and if I didn't have boots, I would have left, but...
Okay. So, good
First
find.
chest.
We were wondering if that big key for Ganon's Tower was going to be on that torch. I was surprised, Tala, when you were in there, I was surprised you didn't go check that torch first thing just to make sure that the boots weren't going to be required.
Yeah, I thought, okay, if there's anything on the torch to lose anyways, your places. So just go ahead and hope there's nothing on the torch and just run.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping you would go do the boots checks earlier than you did to try and like play those boots to your advantage. Obviously, it wouldn't have helped you any, but like after you didn't find ether on Death Mountain, I thought for sure you were going to save and quit and immediately do the boots checks because you knew that most people weren't getting those boots.
Okay. No, I read the hint. But then I decided not to go for the boots.
Should mention as well, I don't know if we said hi yet. We have GTG with us as well.
Hi. I feel like I aged 100 years during the course of that seed.
What was your least favorite part?
I gotta say, just having the boots be unnecessary and way out of the way, and just having to walk everywhere for so much of the seed. It felt kind of boring.
Did you refresh my memory? Did you blind pull the pedestal?
Oh yeah, definitely had to do that. I felt like with everything the seed had and just so much stuff having been scattered by me finding the meds as late as I did, that was about the only play I could think of that would put me back in it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it definitely could have been on the pedestal. You know, we just had that little part at the end where it was only 2 or 3 places it could have been, and that was one of them. So there was a solid chance that that was going to be what it was, you know, a good play. But we're seeing Lemmy here. He's going to be very happy / upset to find the ether in one of the last locations in the game here.
Yeah, it was
you
just
found
very...
ether?
Yeah, it was just very unfortunate that GTG ended up last location in the ether like that, because you were in the lead right up until you guys left Death Mountain.
Hammer Pegs is my nemesis. It gets me again and again. But with the way the mitts were in this seed, and I just felt like a big play over running for an overworld check felt good, and it didn't work. I'm enjoying Lemmy's move after getting ether there. That was pretty much how I felt.
Yeah, just the standing in the doorway for a little while, like, why? I'm walking around it, looking at it, why?
I remember when you found the boots in Ice Palace, the first chest in the compass room, you opened the save and quit menu like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I was torn.
Sure what you were gonna do.
It was, do I leave or do I see this playthrough? And I decide, I'm gonna resist temptation here.
Where was Tempered Sword?
Oh god. Spectral Rock Cave.
I skipped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
You did
gosh.
forget about it after Hera?
Yeah, I was gonna do it right after Hera, and then I totally forgot about it.
You finished with Master?
Sure did.
Yeah, because of that. So Tala, you took a death on Ganon, which we were going, oh no, because it really started to put you two kind of a little bit closer to being in step with one another. If Fear Agent had Tempered Sword, it would have been even closer, I think.
Yeah, I have to practice my Ganons. Definitely.
Your overall process of going up through the tower and all that was great, though. But I don't know. Good thing, bad things happen to good people sometimes.
I was the only one who had a VTF moment at the beginning about all those heart containers.
Yeah, you guys were so healthy this seed.
Oh yeah, no. 15 minutes in, everybody had like 12 hearts. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
So I thought I was like immortal, but
Did anybody do Eastern right after?
I think you were the first one to head over there. Everybody else did a little bit of other stuff before heading over to Eastern.
After Escape, I bought bombs and went straight there, too.
I did this one after Cat and then Rabbit Mountain. Fortunately, I missed my lamp before, so I had to double climb the mountain with my hammer.
Right.
I'm never getting that sword. Okay, so there is a unique items underwater hint in Hera, but I don't know what that unique item was.
That hint can apply to both Catfish and Zora as well as the dams, so it actually referred to both the mushroom and the hammer.
See, in the document, in the like GitHub document, underwater means sunken treasure near the dam, swamp palace, the flooded chests, or waterfall ferry. It doesn't include.
No, they changed it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, there was an update to it.
Yeah.
Do you have the link? I can give you the link to the GitHub.
Can I just say, this is stupid. This is just really dumb.
No, I'm with you on that. I feel like whenever they change the hints, they should have a big flashing banner on ALTTPR.com.
Yeah, I have a document saved where, I mean, I guess it's the old one, but so I'm looking at this hint sheet and I've got the hint and I'm like, unique items underwater. That would have kept me out of swamp completely, and I guess I would have last location the Kena Samaria, but I was completely confused.
I put the link in Discord to the GitHub page with all that hint stuff on it. That should stay updated. Like if they ever change anything, that would update. Yeah, but when they did change that, I don't think there was an announcement or anything. It was just like all word of mouth. Like I heard it from somebody else who heard it from somebody else.
Well, now as a public service announcement, it's being discussed on the daily 2 p.m., which is, at least hopefully a few other people will hear and be warned.
Or just turn off the hints. That's what they should do.
Well, actually, we're gonna have three of our dailies this week will be no hint races to prepare for the Speed Gaming Live tournament.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
I feel like the hints are a cool idea. I think they need a little bit more tweaking overall before they're fully functional and kind of feel really good.
Yeah, with the next version you can turn off the I guess there will be a lot of seeds without hints.
I mean, we're going to find out when they announce the racing council, and I'm guessing the racing council will make a decision on that as far as whether hints are on by default.
Oh, will that be in their preview?
I believe so.
That would probably be a good option to have it be, you know, you can turn hints on. It's almost like a particular difficulty setting.
The most common thing I hear about hints is what you were saying, Cataclysm, where, like, in general, it's a positive thing. Like, it adds a new layer to the game, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you get a hint that you literally could not have seen it without already getting the thing that it's talking about. Like, you know, I don't mind when it's like, I did the thing, and if I had been smart, I would have come here first and gotten the hint, and then found out to do another thing. But, like, if it's like, I literally couldn't have, like, something telling you where the moon pearl is, and the hint's in the dark, it's like, yeah, thanks.
I like beverages, like bubbles in the desert, and you say, wow, I'm next to bubbles. And torch.
Yeah.
I think the best hint is the inadvertent one that Uncle gives when he says, "This seed is sub 2 hours guaranteed," because you know that you're going to have to struggle for that no matter how good you are. It's like a warning, this seed is bad every time.
Yeah, he should just sometimes just say, you know what, why don't you just quit while you're ahead? Might as well go for a soda.
You couldn't sequence break Aga, right?
No, you needed a glove. I was wrong.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because the other glove was Spike Cave itself.
The grand part, right? Yeah. The first glass.
That glove, though, so you do Aga, you get the glove, that it only unlocks Catfish and Zora, right?
Yeah, this time I had my I finished part because I had my hammer. And,
Yeah, I think everybody on the race train sealed it pod except for
Yeah, Lemmy was not happy to find that the pod was a required double dip if you go fully on logic.
Speaking of other things to not be happy about with the scene, what was with both Paradox and Hype Cave being completely terrible?
Yeah. They were really bad. And Paradox especially bad because you think to yourself, oh, I've got this nice hammer. There's 7 locations or 8 locations I can, like, great. And there was just nothing.
It's like, maybe I'll sequence break in Aga 1. Nope, no such luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really hope for some gloves there.
Fear Agent was the only one, I think, who did not make that play to go up to East Mountain as soon as getting the hammer. He went straight to Aga. Unfortunately, he ended up going there looking for the mitts after skipping left side so long.
At that point, it would have been totally illogic for the Mits to be there too, right?
Yeah, they could have been up there, absolutely.
What was mean is, so I skipped the 2 items left in the swamp, and then they give me the book, so I get to keep going.
Right.
It's like, that's so rude.
Yeah, I think everybody did that. The book's just, it's not good enough, right? I can't leave for the book.
Now, am I correct? Was the book actually required?
No.
Because you wind up getting the mitt in Spike Cave, which if you'd had it, you could have just gone through it using the mirror.
Look.
No, just another red herring, just another swamp palace being friendly.
Did you think about doing Spike Cave when you were up on East Mountain? Period?
No, I didn't. I totally blanked on it. Obviously, I forgot stuff.
Yeah. It happens to everybody.
You know what was on my mind was leaving those 2 items in swamp. That was basically what was on my mind.
Yeah, you skip that. That's all you can think about. Yep. So you go back there.
So I was like, all right, well, let's go do the Death Mountain checks, see if Hago is actually skippable. It wasn't, and then I was like, oh man, I gotta go back to Swamp. And then to make things worse, they give you the book. So yeah.
Looks like Lemmy's doing the what was it called? The Pink Magician route?
Lemmy is doing something else entirely.
Lemmy's just having fun.
Well, like usually if you're doing like Pink Magician or Dark Magician, you start with Southwest Room and then come over to the right side. But he did Hope Room first, and then went to the left side, and then is going back to the right side. And then he'll probably mirror after Compass Room and go back to the left side again.
I like
It's fun. I like the routing.
I love the bunny sprite. It's so good.
What is it? It's like a little cat.
Yeah, it's what Artemis, I guess, or one of the. I can't remember if that. Wait, I'm not good at Sailor Moon.
I don't know anything about Sailor Moon.
Did you ever saw the chicken sprite?
The chicken?
The chicken sprite, yeah.
I don't think so.
The best one.
I wonder if we're gonna see a full right here from. Nope, good.
No, it's a weird way to route this, to do Hope Room first, but then continue Pink Magician after.
Mm-hmm.
Because the main downside to like Pink Magician is that you have to go back to the front of the dungeon an extra time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lemmy's doing that another extra time on top of that.
Yeah. I'm just bouncing all the way down here.
All right. Well, thanks for the restream. That was interesting. I'm gonna.
It was fun. It was fun, right, Peter? It was.
I can't
fun.
use the word. You know what's ridiculous is yesterday Coy and I called the Open Weekly, and there was a unique, important. I can't remember what it was, but a very important item in Spike Cave, and so here we are again, and there's an important item in Spike Cave.
Spike Cave just wanting to haunt you and taunt you.
Spike Cave and the Smith Chain. Those are two locations that will forever haunt me.
Well, thanks for running for us. It was awful fun to watch you play, although I'm sorry it wasn't funner to play itself.
It was fun.
It was interesting.
Coy was amazing.
Yes.
I skipped the sword. That's my own fault. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for the comms and the trackers and the restream. So, bye, everybody.
That was the period. GG.
Yeah, bye-bye.
So, Lemmy, heading up, approaching the gauntlet after taking care of a couple of little bits of business here. Has lots of items. Look at that item board for Lemmy.
We hundo.
Mm-hmm. Still haven't found that butter sword. Probably it's in like the room after Armos or whatever.
I mean, it has to be, right? That's the only thing we haven't seen in the whole game. Did you get all the items out of Ice Palace?
I think they took off to let us commentate to the end of this race in peace.
Oh, everybody left us. Wow.
Yep. It's just us again.
It's okay. I like you guys.
Yay!
We're gonna be fine. We don't need them.
No, we don't need them.
We can make our own fun.
Yeah, just you and me and Lemmy and 2 skeletons. 1 skeleton.
And 2 hearts. Ah!
Yeah, oh boy. Be careful. Use your cape. You have a cape. It's magic. Just 2 more rooms left in this gauntlet. Ooh.
Oh, we have a fairy. We're fine.
Ah. Hallelujah.
No need to worry.
Yeah. This would be a totally fine time to use a fairy because you can grab one back in the next room if you want.
Bulb. Redemption.
The face down Sailor Moon sprite is strangely upsetting to me. He's very dead looking, just ugh. We're gonna see some fire rod strategies here with the Landless. Having a bit of trouble with them. There was a pain, and of course our friend in the corner there just spitting fire every 2 seconds. It's very frequent, this one.
Okay, we're running into some problems here.
All right.
We do not have a fairy. We do have a potion.
Yeah, bees won't really help you in this scenario, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think these do damage to anything going on here. As far as bosses go. What? How did that fireball hit?
That's just mean. I don't trust that thing. I think it's cheating.
Like, he was looking down specifically to block that fireball with his mirror shield. And the fireball
giant
said,
shield.
nah.
Literally can't see the sprite's face because the shield is so big and somehow that fireball gets around it. Yeah, with half magic, it shouldn't be too much of a problem that let me use that potion back there. Half magic, Silver's tempered sword. Really, the castle's the real boss.
Extra fairies too, if he really wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yikes.
okay, just a quick public service announcement. Don't bonk right here. It's slower than just walking. It does look cool though.
Oh, I've never seen it. That's okay. That does look cool, but also it looks very silly.
It's a tiny bit slower than just walking.
Uh-huh. But at this point, you know what? You're in it for the swag strats. Have fun. There we go. It's time to catch some friends.
Eat one, save one for later in case you get hungry. What do fairies taste like?
I don't know. Oh, are we gonna see some hovering?
Doubt it.
I just saw a little bit of like, you know, just.
I mean, standing up. Okay, we're going for it.
Are we gonna hover? Are we gonna do it? Oh. Maybe Lemmy's working on their hovering.
No, execution was definitely the name of the game here for like the difference between Lemmy and our other runners. Lemmy didn't do anything like extraordinarily awkward or wrong or anything. It's just clearly he's a newer runner compared to like our other recent runners. But everybody's gonna start somewhere, and like the pieces are there. It's just need more experience, more runs, and playing dailies is one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's pretty fun because there is a sense of kind of urgency. It's nice to know that you can, after you're done, probably look up some of the people who came in first and see what decisions they made that were different from what you did. Or you can watch the restream again and see, what are things that I did that I thought were a good idea at the time, but nobody else did, and why? Why did they think it wasn't a good idea? How can I change my thinking? Ooh, nice double to start out.
Kind of an awkward pattern.
Yeah, it's sort of the how do I defend myself and hit at the same time. Very nice. So here we are at the end of all things. Just have to skewer a pig.
We are out of safeties. We do not have any potions, or we have like one fairy. But for magic, we got nothing. We got what we have.
But really, the true safety is the friends we made along the way, and by which I mean the bee.
But yeah, if he doesn't use the bee, he just hates me.
Yeah. At this point, congrats. Oh, it's a nice corner. Lots of good double hits in without having to worry about those fire bats right away.
I hate it when people ask me to use the bee on Git. It adds a ton of lag to the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, please, no.
At this point, though, you know what? It's time.
How many bits are you giving me to use this bee?
Good first teleporting pattern from Ganon is it's just nice. No mussing around.
I'm gonna go for this torch glitch here. Watch fire rat. Okay.
Very nice. Got the torch glitch.
Oh, it tries to get a double there. It's pretty tight to get the double
Yeah.
when you have to walk around it like that. It is possible, but you gotta be like right on point.
Yeah. Almost took a fall to Ganon there. Was really kind of just like inside what could have been the hitbox for it's not looking good, but good double.
Fire bat.
Oh boy, fire bat coming right at him. There we go.
Yeah, the way like your sprite reacts to being hit by a fire bat is really, really awkward. It likes to reverse the movement that you're currently inputting and then like amplify it. So if you're trying to walk away from the edge, the fire bat pushes you really fast towards it.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. But Lemmy, after taking a brief pause for effect, has now completed the seed.
GG.
And feeling pretty good. Finishing the seed, 23rd place with a time of 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 16 seconds. There is one more runner that is still ongoing. Obsidian Gaming LLC, still finishing out this seed. But nicely done by all of our runners. Big no from Lemmy.
He doesn't want an interview?
Oh, I think possibly saying, well, yeah, to to an interview. But just saying no to the cool seed right.
I've commentated Lemmy's runs before, but I can't remember. There was a runner who didn't speak English that always turned down interviews, but I can't remember if it was him or not. Oh, he's joining us in Discord, so maybe not. Welcome, Lemmy. GG.
Hi. Yeah. That was no cool seed. No.
So I was asking this question of the other runners. What was your least favorite part of that seed?
the favorite part of the seed, well, I think that our server don't scammed today,
True.
but the others, well, nah.
What did you not like? What was the worst part?
The Easter medallion.
Yes, okay, that's fair.
Cause if the seed say suck out 2 hours, then I don't think that you need Easter.
Yeah, that was a big lie from our uncle.
Yeah, really big lie. So yeah. So cool seed, no. But I think the others struggled too a little bit, right?
Yeah, everybody was feeling a little. I was just having a little bit of trouble with it, and everybody was scrambling to find ether at the end. So,
Yeah.
company.
Oh,
There ended up being very little deviation, very little differences between everybody's routing in this seed. It was just so many bottlenecks so often.
yeah.
No one did anything like exceptionally crazy to like really make a play. The big one was just the ether medallion at the end. Some runners got to it sooner than others.
Yeah. And what was surprised too is Thicket has had the flute, really? What?
Yeah, he was just holding on to that, just waiting
Yeah.
for somebody to show him a bottle so he could give them a flute.
Yeah,
He's not going to need it anymore.
No.
it's okay. But so trolly. Please. No.
Well,
Oh.
at least you didn't go and you checked the pedestal. You didn't blind pull the pedestal.
Yeah. I think I had to pull the pedestal. It would be better. But I wanted to know if I really need to clear Ice Palace. But yeah. There was no need.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for tonight. We should probably shout out our trackers again after all the work that
Who?
they did. Who? Trackers?
What?
Look at all those items that they had to keep track of.
Are
They
you-
found
are
so
you-
many things.
Are you telling me there are people behind the scenes who don't even speak that are helping us?
It's almost like magic, really.
I
The
thought it was
cake
all
is
automatic.
Okay,
No,
the
much
cake
love
is a
to.
lie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lemmy.
The cake is a lie.
Oh yeah. Much love to Math Girl and Red Armor for doing tracking for us. Very much appreciated. Trackers, the unsung heroes of the daily series here on Speed Gaming. And don't forget, guys, to follow our runners SAGTG, Fear Agent, Tala, and Lemmy here. They did such a great job for us, entertaining us this afternoon with this really bottlenecky, terrible seed. At least he had tons of hearts early on, right?
Yeah, and comment, go to the next room, please.
Well, thanks for joining us, Lemmy, and thanks for joining us, everybody in chat, for hanging out and watching us get through this seed together as a family.
Yeah. See ya next time, perhaps.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Ivan Cataclysm and Koi as well has been with me here today, having a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, bye.